Flash is good. Off-camera flash is even better. Today, in the studio. Hello everyone, my name is Alex Silva and you are watching Alex Silva Photography. Today I'd like to talk to you about off-camera flash, which happens when the flash is out of the camera. But first we need to understand, well, why we need to do this. If we can fire a flash when it is on top of our camera, just like this, why should we try and get the flash off the camera? Well, there are many reasons to this, but let me explain with two. One is depth. Whenever we shoot an image, we are producing a 2D image, an object with 2 dimensions. However, whatever we are shooting has 3 dimensions. They are solid objects. Let's take, for example, a human face. The human face is not flat, or actually the head itself is not a sphere. It's similar to it, but it's not quite. It has some protruding things like the nose or the chin or even the eyebrows. And it also has some hollows or holes like the eye sockets, the mouth, the space below the mouth, in between the mouth and the chin, things like that. If our image, let's say if you shoot an image or shoot a photograph of a person with the camera and the lens and the flash aligned, the light will come directly to the face, and any sort of shadows will be behind the head. So you won't see any sort of shadows, and you won't see any sort of depth, because shadows are what helps us see depth or a 3-dimension in a 2-dimensional image. So, in order for us to produce shadows, we need to move the flash off the camera, make sure that it's not aligned with the lens, and then we will start seeing shadows that provide depth. Does that make sense? That is the first reason. But then, when we start using more than one light, we can start having more control over the lighting in a scene or lighting of a subject. Let me explain. If you're trying to take a photograph of a car, let's say, you will see that some areas are very well lit, let's say by the sun or the clouds or whatever, on top of the car. But then there are a lot of shadows behind the car, or even inside the wheels, or on the inside of the car, that you cannot see in a regular image. In those cases, you can add some lights to make sure that you see the detail inside the wheels, inside the grille, or things like that. So you can pinpoint the light with more accuracy and then light an object in the exact way that you need. And that is why we use, another reason why we use off-camera flash, in order to control the exact spaces where we're going to light the shadows in order to see a full picture of a subject or an object. So you have more control over the light with multiple lights, and then you can add modifiers and gobos. Modifiers are things that we can place on top of not on top, but in front of our flashes in order to, let's say, make them brighter, as we do with softboxes or umbrellas. And then you can add flags or barn doors in order to control where the light is going. But you can also project some shadows with it using gobos, or something that is called go-between. You can place some objects in front of the flash so that they are projected on top of your subject. That is some seriously creative stuff that I'm going to show you in a future video. In the meantime, let's review something really quick. Those were the main two reasons to use off-camera flash. Make sure that you show depth and you pinpoint the lighting. But then there are 3 ways to trigger the flash when it's outside of the camera or off the camera. You can use cables, you can use optical triggers, and you can use radio triggers that we're going to cover in future videos. In any way that you want to shoot, you can use manual modes or TTL, and some solutions will work for any sort of flash or any combination of flash and camera, but some other solutions are very specific to a certain brand, especially when it comes to flash brands. I really hope you liked this video and found it informative. If that is the case, please press the like button. If you would like to keep up to date with this channel, subscribe to it and make sure that you press the bell notification symbol. And most importantly, please remember to keep learning and keep shooting. See you next week.